Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Wayne, and today we are reacting to Danny Brown's You Know What I'm Saying. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I'm a huge Danny Brown fan. I haven't really been able to dive in to have a full album experience with Danny Brown, so this will really be my first album diving into his catalog. So there's only 11 songs here, 33 minutes, so it's a pretty quick listen. I think it's actually shorter than DaBaby's Kirk album, which is interesting. But I'm excited, man. He has a couple of features on here: Run the Jewels, JPEGMAFIA, Blood Orange. So some familiar faces that I've definitely heard of before. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. First song is going to be called Change Up.
Still kept a clip axe and got it for cheap. Now I'm in a world where they pray for the weak. Can't even think, got my mind wrapped up, but I still bite down, cause my teeth knuckle up. I'ma keep going.
But I still bite down because my teeth knuckled up. Hey, if you don't know what Danny Brown's teeth used to look like, I don't know if they look like that still, but this man's jaw used to be fucked up. So that's a funny line right there.
I would never change up, never look back. I would never, every other day, yo.
So, I mean, this intro track so far is pretty straightforward. It's just talking about, you know, all the changes that have gone on in his life, saying, like, he's trying to stay solid, try to stay the same person, even though he does go through some type of adversity, whether it's being away from his friends, feeling like he's kind of closed in, you know, with his back against the wall, with a lot of his enemies being closer than his friends. I mean, your typical, like, you know, I got famous and now things are changing up, but I'm never going to change up type shit. So, you know, nothing too crazy. The flow is pretty steady. It's nothing too impressive as far as the lyrics go or storytelling or anything like that. But it does serve as a great intro track. So I'm going to let this finish. There's only about 30 seconds left. But, you know, so far, pretty good track. Alright, so that was Change Up. I kind of already said everything I needed to say about that track. Decent opening track, nothing too crazy. I thought the instrumental was pretty decent. I kind of like the atmosphere, kind of arpeggiator, like synth sound at the very end. And also like the organ that came in at the very end as well. So there were some things to like about the song. It just didn't wow me. So we're going to go into the next song. It's called Theme Song.
Guess where he got the moves, but compared to me, look like he wear two left shoes. Boy, I treat the love versus like the rest. Dance with the devil. Oh boy, you in trouble. Rattle the line you can't.
You know, I'm starting to realize, like, I like the aesthetic that's going on so far. The mixing is different than what I've been listening to recently. And I like when artists definitely take a turn with their mastering style. Not only that, but I like this instrumental. The sample in the back is really nice. It has that real old school, like, boom bap feeling to it. And he's kind of just flowing on the shit. Once again, the flow's not too crazy. The song just started, but the flow's not too crazy. But I like what he's doing so far, so I'm going to let it continue.
Nigga, I'm the wrong one to front on. My balls on the Kit Kat, now she playing ping pong.
I like this. This is fire. Okay, so the flow is definitely starting to grow on me. I see what he's kind of going for. This is definitely more of like the older style of flow, like 90s type shit, like bit up but that can strip the bit the bone a bit, like, you know what I'm saying, like where it's like real static, it's real laid back. They're not trying to do nothing too crazy. And then I like the added vocals that came in on the hook, kind of added a lot of character to the track. So I'm fucking with it now. I'm with you, Danny. Okay, so there's been a few lines that I let pass, but I've been sunning y'all niggas, no child support. I know he wasn't trying to say that was a super deep line or anything like that, but, you know, like, yeah. Okay, I like those Ferg ad-libs you added at the end of the song. That's just dope. That adds a lot of character. Once again, that's really cool. So that was Theme Song. I definitely like that track a lot. I could see myself going back to that one for sure. That one has a lot of replay value. And I like the ASAP Ferg ad-libs that are at the very end. Really dope. I don't know, maybe those were playing throughout the whole song, but they really stood out the end when the instrumental was just playing. And I really like the hook. So far, so good. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into the next track. It's called Dirty Laundry. Okay, this could go multiple ways. I don't know what you're trying to do with this instrumental. Did the Humpty Hump in the Burger King bathroom? And Halo soundtrack just came in for 2 seconds. I gotta say, this instrumental is really carrying the song because, man, this is a really random instrumental with just, it feels like a video game soundtrack almost, like a 90s video game. This shit just sounds really dope. Like the little beeps that are in the background sounds like, you know, I don't know, like you're shooting a gun. And it's really up-tempo, and his really animated flow just fits with it perfectly. And Danny Brown gets away with some comedy jokes here and there, some comedy lines in here where he's talking about, you know, her how much she weighs, whether it was 300 or 270. So there's a lot of character on this one. I fuck with it. I'm liking it so far. So I also dated Robin. Papa wasn't rolling down, so I sold rocks to him. Big lump Scotty, we got lift off. Papa was a Rolling Stone, so I sold rocks to him. What is going on in this song right now? What is happening? What was that story? What? I'm at a loss of words. I don't even... It was a good song, I guess. So that was Dirty Laundry. That was an eventful song. That story at the end, he said he had sex with a girl for change. Like actual change. And he proceeded to explain the story in which, like, I don't even... You gotta listen to it. The next song is 3 Tears, dog. This is one of the longer cuts. Death is on my couch and I'm telling them jokes, stalling them. That I am calling for my brain with a switch. Hold my beer, I'm about to go and get rich. Motherfuckers with 3 Tears. Really give a fuck about giving a fuck. And who feels the black celebrities ain't giving enough. Give them the dick. Fat, slick son of a bitch. Better than you are. This is great. This is great. I don't know what I expected Danny Brown to do with Run the Jewels. But it was not as good as what this is. This is great. They're just talking their shit on this. This is not giving a fuck, just saying whatever. I'm with it. LP and Killer Mike killed this. I like what Danny Brown did at the beginning. There's still more to go, though, so let's keep listening. Oh, my God. So that was 3 Tears featuring Run the Jewels. Probably going to be one of my favorite tracks off this thing. I like what they did with it. They kept it very straightforward, very simple. Niggas just wanted to rap, and I'm with it. So I kind of wish Danny Brown did a little bit more on this track, though. I feel like you kind of forget he's on the song. He was the first verse on there, did the hook, and then after that, just gone for the rest of the track. And I feel like he didn't make much of an impactful enough verse for you to remember that he was on there, but it's cool. I mean, I still fuck with it either way. So the next song is going to be Belly of the Beast featuring, I'm not going to even attempt to say that name. Okay. The instrumentals have been very interesting so far. After she was done, I looked down at my penis. Like, she really ain't mean it. Nigga, I'm my name it with the ink. You was gotta be real, I'm in a dream. I don't have skin, I just shine. So that was Belly of the Beast. I don't know what the fuck happened. Danny Brown came with some very like why did nigga on the hook sound like he was singing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song? Like he had that raspiness in his voice, like sounded like he was gonna go oh at any point in time during that fucking hook, dog. Danny Brown, I like Danny Brown's verses, but like I don't know what to make of this song. I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. I don't know. Next song's called Savage Nomad, dog. Ooh.
to be a savage nomad. Shirtless with a vest. Sound what I learned. No ice on my neck, but she love me for my turn.
So this is where Danny Brown really shines for me. I feel like when he goes over these harder beats and he really just gets kind of like his inflection of his voice is very animated. So as y'all know, I like when rappers don't sound like they don't give a fuck about what they're talking about. So, you know, when he speaks and when he raps, most of the time it's like it automatically catches my ear for sure. And I like when he's the focal point and it's not necessarily the instrumental being super weird or him trying to be over eccentric on a track to, you know, for shock value or something like that. I'm not really into that type of Danny Brown. So this is more my lane for sure. So I'm gonna let it continue.
I pull up on your playground at a quarter to 3.
Pull up on your playground at a quarter to 3. You kid ass niggas.
Make my neck. I rip your head, gotta wrap it up like you was saying.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not really fucking with that song like that. I felt like it got a bit long-winded when there was no type of switch or anything like that, and Danny Brown just continued to do the same flow for the whole entire song. The lyrics weren't really grabbing me like that. At first it sounded really good, and then as it continued there was no variety or any type of switch. So I'm not really fucking with that song like that. I think a lot of this album, man, I think this is one of those albums you can't really go too hard on this album because this is definitely one of those albums that'll grow on you later. But as of right now, it's not really hitting me so far. It's not really hitting me. There's a few songs I like, but they're not hitting me as hard as I thought they would. So let's go into the next song. It's called Best Life. This reminds me of some Kanye West college dropout type shit. This is fire.
I was just a young nigga, know what I was headed for. Jump off the porch, really I wasn't ready for. Get up off the hood, that I wasn't better than ever. Talking about getting back together. Nigga, I'm about to smash, I'm a big call.
Okay, so this song's hidden. This song is hidden. I really like the instrumental on this one. I think this goes perfectly with what he was doing with his flow, the subject matter. This is a cool track. And so that was Best Life. I fuck with it. You know, it was super short. He didn't do anything too crazy with it, but I really enjoyed the instrumental with the sample that was playing in the background. Like I said, it was very reminiscent of like a college dropout, like early Kanye-esque type of track. And I like what he did with his flow. His flow was dope. He threw in a couple, you know, jokey lines here and there. They were super funny. Those jokes actually hit. So I fucked with that song. So this next song is, you know what I'm saying, the title track. Okay. This could be really bad. This could be a bad idea. I hope it's not.
Know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gotta get it how you live, no delaying. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, this works. Homeboy no longer sounds like he's singing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. He actually sounds like he's trying now. I fuck with this. This is dope. It almost reminds me of like, almost like a mix of a Gold Link track and just a Gold Link track in general. But if he got a little bit more creative with it, and I really like the vocals that come in on the hook, man. It sounds really nice. You know, they're mixed very well. They're tucked in the beat real nice. Like, the mixing style for this album has been a little all over the place for me personally. I feel like it works for what he's trying to do, but sometimes it's almost to the detriment of the songs. But this song works with everything, you know, together. So let's let the rest of the track finish. Yeah, he's really feeling this one. Okay. I really like the delayed snares that kind of fizzle out on this part.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I'm my own till you know I gotta stand. Know what I'm saying?
I like the very simplistic approach with that second verse. You know, just kind of saying a statement You know what I'm saying? Saying a statement. You know what I'm saying? But it works because it gets the point across of what he's trying to kind of portray on this. It's like, you know, like he said, to make it, you got to take a chance. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, Danny. Where was this on the last track? Oh my god. He's harmonizing, bringing the vocals in. So that was the title track, you know what I'm saying? Dope track. I really like that one. Like I said, I like the instrumental. I like the vocals that came in on the hook. He felt that song a little bit more. I felt like he fit on that track a lot more than he did on the previous track he did, which was Belly of the Beast. I just feel like he felt at home on that one. You know, he was harmonizing a little bit more. You know, his vocal inflection was on point. You know, melodically, like he was just, you know, it sounded good. It was good ear candy. And I like what Danny Brown did with his approaches to the verses. You know, he didn't try to get too preachy or too, you know, lyrical with it. He kind of just, you know, repeated the title track, but kind of added some type of context to what he was saying. So, you know what I'm saying? Next track is Negro Spiritual featuring JPEGMAFIA. And I'm not surprised that that's the name of the song because JPEGMAFIA is on it. Yo, Danny Brown came in as soon as the song started like the baby. Hold up. Birds on me like Scarecrow. I just caught that. This is hard. Ooh. Peggy, you son of a bitch. I love the flow he decided to go with. You know, man, this is better than I thought it was going to be, man. This combination of these two artists who could go so left field sometimes that, you know, it's just like, where the fuck did you come up with that idea? And this is dope. This is just dope. Yo, Danny is spitting on this. Killing this shit. Oh, man. That's a dope ass hook, dude. This is my favorite song. And that bass in the background? This instrumental was crazy. So that was Negro Spiritual. Really short song. That's my favorite song on the album. I love what JPEGMAFIA did on the hook. Such a catchy hook. Love it. And I love that Danny Brown was rapping his ass off on this song. Really flowing. Putting words together and killing shit. These niggas ripped that one. And I like the instrumental a lot. That bass line throughout the whole entire song was just so... It was so on point. And I like, at a certain point, it's just... They kind of create some type of tension or suspense into the hook. And that's just dope, man. That's art. That's music. The next song is going to be Shine featuring Blood Orange. Street like Contra, damn. Don't do D-Rose like that, man. Come on, Danny. Knees weak like... Oh, come on, bro. Don't do D-Rose like that. Lose it all in a second like me too. Ooh, lose it all in a second like me too. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that type of hook to come from Blood Orange. I know that Blood Orange makes some pretty low-key music, you know, for the most part. But I think I like it. I think it feels more so like, it sounds more so eerie than, you know, it sounds more like it plays to the background, kind of being a part of the production opposed to being a standout hook. I think it's just a point of passing or an indication of a transition that's about to happen. I don't think it was supposed to be like a hook that you recite to yourself. That definitely feels like it played closer to the production than I expected. But I fuck with it. Yeah, I think it serves the purpose that it needed to because it sounds like there's a switch in the track. So we're going to let the track continue. And so that was Shine featuring Blood Orange. I have thoughts about that song. I'm very indifferent because there's elements that I do like, but there's a lot of elements that I don't. I kind of like the hook. I think it serves its purpose. I like the rap that Blood Orange did at the very end. You know, it was more so like spoken wordish. type of flow, but I feel like he just wasn't utilized in a way that I wanted him to be. I feel like you could have got anybody to do those parts, to be completely honest, and it wouldn't have been any different. I do like what Danny Brown was talking about on this track, but I don't know what it is. Whenever he does tracks like this, it just doesn't hit me. You know, I don't know if it's the storytelling or the fact that every now and then he'll throw out a bad line and it kind of throws off the whole energy of the track. I don't know what it is, but I guess let's just go into the last track. It's called Combat. Hopefully he can end off the album with a great song.
Take mine and I do it with force. Been with this shit since I jumped off the porch. Trying to get her like the next Negro. Won't be, you gon' fuck around and end up a vegetable.
I like the vibe. I like the instrumental. It's real laid back though. It's real laid back. I know it's a sample. I think this definitely samples. I know for sure Q-Tip is that voice that just came on. But I don't know if the whole thing's a Tribe Called Quest throwback. So I think that's why it's more of a laid back vibe. You know, Danny Brown's kind of like portraying somebody, at least his vocal inflection of somebody who's rapping from like a 90s perspective, because it doesn't sound like him for the rest of the project so far. So he definitely changed the aesthetic of the album with this track here. So I like it. But it's very laid back. So I'm gonna see if there's anything else here for me. So that was You Know What I'm Saying, the album by Danny Brown. I'm very in the middle on this one, because there's songs that I like, and then there's other songs that I know I'm not gonna listen to again. This being such a short album, and a lot of the songs having shorter run times, I don't dislike any of the songs because they don't overstay their welcome, which is a good thing. But it's bad because the songs that I do like are also under 3 minutes. So there's not a lot enticing me to come back to this project, and nothing really impacted me so heavily to the point where I was like, oh my God, like that's amazing. Like nothing was that crazy to me. And it feels really weird saying that about a Danny Brown album, because I know he's a very eccentric type of artist. Like he's not your normal run-of-the-mill rapper. Like he's very left field, but it almost felt like this album wasn't really that left field at all. Like, am I tripping? Maybe my conception, maybe that's my fault for having a misconception of Danny Brown's discography. I think this album really comes down to personal preference of what I want from an artist like Danny Brown. I didn't really get that much from this, but what I did get is a couple tracks that I'd let play if they came on, for sure. So if I had to give this album a rating, it'd probably be a 6 out of 10. I'm not over the moon on this album. I'm not saying it's a bad album either. It was a decent attempt. It was a solid album, but I do think there are a lot of moments on here where I was just bored. You know, it was kind of meh. I was really hoping this Danny Brown album was going to be like, you know, album of the year contender, and I might be in the minority on this thing. I don't know what everybody else thinks of this album. I'm listening to this literally the night it came out. I'm not reading any other comments until I upload this video, so maybe I'll regret these words, but at the end of the day, I got to keep it real. I got to be honest. A lot of other reviewers might like this album, you know, and maybe they see something I don't, but at the end of the day, I'm not fucking with it like that. Maybe it'll grow on me later, but I know when I listen to an album, 90% of the time when I listen to an album the first time, that's about how much I'm going to like it, no matter how many other times I listen to it. There will be a few songs that grow on me, and then there might be a few songs I fall out of love with, but the score usually stays about the same. So 6 out of 10. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Definitely comment down below if you enjoyed the album. What are some of your favorite tracks? Subscribe for more weekly videos. I try to post on a weekly basis. You know, I kind of fell off for a little bit because, you know, life happened. But I'm back on my grind. I got the Baby album review coming out. I just saw Joker tonight, so I'm going to do a Joker review. I still got to do Young M.A.'s review, Jack Harlow. Fucking Summer Walker just dropped an album, so I'm going to do a reaction to that one as well. So a lot of videos are going to be coming out. And don't worry, the Brockhampton Iridescence video is going to come out. No need to flood it in my comment section. I did not forget about the Brockhampton video. It's just other albums exist. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Thanks for coming back to the channel. It's your boy Wayne. It's been real. Peace.